What is going on, guys? JWFILMS here, and we are back for another WWE 2K18 news video. Today, we don't have any official news, but we're going to be discussing some potential DLC. I have a mini-series planned where I'm going to discuss a whole bunch of possible DLC packs, and this one is probably the most practical. It's going to be the modern day Stars pack. So this is everyone who appears on Raw and SmackDown that are pretty prominent on television, and we're going to see if they're going to make the DLC, and I'm probably going to list this from like least likely to most likely. But I'd actually say most of them are pretty safe picks. As I go further into this series, I might do some more unique and more unconventional DLC ideas, maybe something like an ECW pack or something like that. So maybe some of those guys wouldn't appear, but these are all modern stars that appear on every week, and we should be seeing them in 2K18. So we're going to start off with the Singh brothers, who have been around since April on the main roster. They were in NXT, and they had some 205 Live appearances before that. But as the Singh brothers, accompanying Jinder Mahal, they've been around since April. They have been an absolutely huge part of Jinder Mahal's success, and at least his push. They've been a major factor in his matches. Now, an issue with them is that they haven't actually wrestled that much while on the main roster. They've been more like servants or managers to Jinder Mahal. But they did fight Nakamura in a 2-on-1 match recently, actually. And they are wrestlers, or at least like former wrestlers, if you want to call them that. So the Singh brothers seem pretty likely. I'd say they're probably the least likely on this list. Everyone else is almost a guarantee. But the Singh brothers are my first pick for this DLC pack. Up next, we got Elias, who has been in NXT for years. He finally made his main roster debut in April, and he's been wrestling consistently since May, and he hasn't really fallen under the radar that much. It's September now, and he's still going strong. But he was actually one of the guys I was very surprised didn't make the actual roster for 2K18. He's actually somewhat popular, I think. He does get a reaction out of the fans, and like I said, he's there every week, and he's always on matches. He's always doing his singing. He's still doing it. So Elias is a pretty big pick, a pretty big member of the roster, someone who I'd be excited to play as, and also to see how his entrance works out, if maybe we can get the guitar weapon back in the game. So Elias is going to be my next pick. Up next, we got James Ellsworth, who I've been dying to play as in a 2K game ever since he's been officially with the company since November. Of course, before that, he had the match with Braun Strowman, and he appeared on SmackDown Live. He's been officially signed since November, and he had some big matches with AJ Styles, and he beat him in like all of them. Now, of course, in recent times, he did team up with Carmella, and he's taken back to a more managerial role. He hasn't really wrestled in a couple months, but I still think he should be playable. He should be how he looked in his like debut with the black tights and the red knee pads. And maybe we can get a manager attire as well. We can actually reference back to a tweet that James Ellsworth sent out when a fan asked him if he's in 2K18 after the roster reveal, and he said something like, "Who says I'm not?" or something like that. So there's a chance that James Ellsworth is in the game, and he knows about it. So I'm saying he's probably DLC in this modern day Stars pack. And finally, we got the inevitable, the Hardy Boys, who I thought were a lock for the main roster on the disc, but I guess they're going the DLC route. They're trying to make money here, and I guess I understand it. It's not too big of a deal. As long as we get them in one of the first few DLCs, and not like the last one in February, I'm not that mad about it. So we have the Hardy Boys. They return to WrestleMania. Like I said, I thought they were a lock for the in-game roster, but I guess not. But they're very expected to be DLC, and if they're not DLC, this is probably an even bigger deal when we didn't have the 4 Horsewomen in WWE 2K16. It's one of those huge losses for the game, so we need to have the Hardy Boys. We got to have them as DLC, so they're going to be my final pick for this pack. Now, I only had 6 names here, and of course 4 of them made up tag teams, but I want to know who you think else could appear in a modern day Stars DLC pack. Like I said, I'm going to be getting into much more DLC pack ideas, NXT, Women's Pack, ECW, anything like that. If you have a suggestion for a DLC pack you want to see me conceptualize, let me know, because I'd love to make a video like that. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more of these type of videos, and of course, we will see you in the next WWE 2K18 video.